This is the next video in the Sew Along with Deb S, the Pug Mama Quilter, Winter Kisses quilt pattern by Flamingo Toes. So I currently have all those center blocks done for the red blocks. Now I need to work on the top unit, the bottom unit that are going to end up running across here, here, and then the sides. Let's see. Because that's going to end up going here. And it's going to end up being red again here. But since that's a row, I can't really work on these at the same time. Interesting. Need a white square here, which they're calling K. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's actually going to repeat over here. Is all of that showing? And then it's going to be L and H, but I am omitting H temporarily because I don't know if I want all of those corner, I'm not going to, yeah, I guess it would be a cornerstone. All those guys right there, it's H, 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 and I don't know if I want them to all be gray at this moment, so I'm actually going to omit putting that sew and flip on my L's. Because I'm going to wait until the blocks are built to see if I want to scatter reds and greens or default to the gray. And then these guys, L, E, K, G, M, G, L, E, so they are correct. And then on the letter G, we are going to get 2 white sew and flips. But her diagram, there it is, J. So it's going to go opposite of each other. This guy on the left will look like that. And this guy on the right will look like that. So I'm going to go 6 times. And then also down below. So a part of me, if this would have been done in my own fabrics, if I would have just said, you know, white, black, gray, this unit here should be able to be made in chain piecing, but it's not oriented the same. So if I took him and rotated him, he doesn't sit here the same way. The reds, right? Because he's running that long white one there and he's running that long, it's not, it's really weird. But what it's doing is it's spinning this long piece so that down here and down here, they all just rotate around. And that's for final piecing, and that's understandable. I just wish it was, you know, a little bit more chain pieceable. But I also have specific colors for specific spots, and that also hinders the bulk chain piecing for me. So I figured out what I'm going to do next. After I turned off the camera and drew all the lines on the half square triangles. You'll also see I marked with a pen where that half square needs to go, right? That sew and flip. It's telling me it needs to go on this side. That one needs to go on that side. But to break it down, I'm actually going to work on this 2 patch here and then attach it to that guy work on this 2-patch here and attach it to that guy, and that way I'll have those units complete. And then I'll work on putting the sew and flips onto this stack, and then the sew and flips onto this side, and follow suit. I needed to figure out a way that I wouldn't get confused and mixed up. I'll still be working 6 at a time. I'll just be working this 6, you know, hop over to that, etc., etc. And I wasn't sure if you knew my little tip about sandpaper. It could be any sandpaper. This is just one I had out back in the tools. I take the sandpaper, and it's for when I'm marking lines. I go ahead and lay out. I go ahead and use just any marking, you know, ruler type tool of your choice. And I take a marking tool. And it keeps the fabric from shifting. I have noticed I don't have much luck with that on regular surfaces or cutting mats. So that was my handy dandy tip for today. So you'll see here that after lining up those red parts, I went ahead and marked those half square triangles and then proceeded to sew them on. I do have you in my hand because I can't get this angle by leaving you up on the overhead. But I wanted to show I did 6 at a time to keep them in order. And then up here, I'm working on this one, and then I got this one on the sewing machine. And what I'll do is come back and do, you know, the last batch of them. And then hopefully get some rows put together. So as you can see, all the red spiky points with the 2 sew and flip corners have been done. I had to focus. I had to only do the 6 at a time so that I could keep those sew and flips going in the correct order. And then what I'm noticing now is when I go to put those sew and flips onto the center square, I am keeping them in order as well. So that way, actually, we're going to go this way. When I go to iron them and put them back, I know that they are facing in the correct direction. These guys are not interchangeable. They are set up a certain way. And so, to not confuse myself, I had to go to my machine, just like this. I sewed these onto this side. I sewed these onto this side, called it a day. Now I will go and press them, and then I will place them right back where they were on my cutting mat. I need to do that 4 times. 2, 3, 4. And then I can go ahead across that top and that bottom row, add those end caps, and then get them going onto that center square. So you'll see here that I attached the side units, and then I went ahead and made the top and the bottom units and attached those. I only show 3 of the blocks because I have identical 2 of each. If you're following along or sewing along with Deb S, the Pug Mama Quilter, please go ahead and leave a comment. We'd love to follow along with you too.